The Big 12 Experience Week 2 preview and picks edition of the College Football Experience on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with our promo code TCESGPN to score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Underdog Fantasy promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That is the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And make sure you enter our free roll football contest. $3,500 are up for grabs. Get on over there at the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/free roll to enter today. Welcome, everybody, into the Big 12 College Experience. Here we go, Week 2, baby. Well, for this conference, it's Judgment Week because a ton of big games. We're going to break down each and every game in the Big 12. We got 15 games on the dock. We even have a non-conference conference game in this league. It's the Big 12, baby. Everything goes in this great league. So, first off, I am Moneyline Mac, a.k.a. the former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin. And we're talking Big 12. So first up, a walking contradiction. He's ready to go for 7 o'clock Eastern tonight because he was born in Provo. He's got family in Ames, Iowa, and he lives in Morgantown, West Virginia. He is the co-host of the Ryan and Rush Show, Rambling Rush. Rush, how about them Cougs?
Got one more thing to add there. And my grandfather went to SMU. So got my dad for why stop here? Yeah, I'm excited for tonight. We'll get to this game in a little bit, but this just feels like a BYU game they show up for and then lay an egg next week in Wyoming. It's just tale as old as time.
There we go, baby. All right, third man in the box. He's ready to go for another great weekend. He's got his Poke shirt on, is what I see.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Friday orange. Big one in Stillwater because he's always got a family civil war, whether it's in Stillwater, Waco, Fort Worth, all the way to Orlando, Cincinnati, Tucson. He's everywhere in the Big 12. He is the Big 12 guru, the weed growing, green mowing, weed growing, Big 12 guru. Troy Chewning, what is up, man?
I'm washing my OAN shirt right now, so I had to wear this one. I'm sorry, guys. I think it makes sense why we hang out with Rush now. He's got the SMU money and the BYU money. We got the Pony Express and the Mormon money. Are we ever going to find out, Rush? Are you going to get some like long lost unknown like endowment or some shit like that? Like you're going to be 40 years old and find out you've had like $20 million to bet with this whole time?
Hey, that's the dream, right? You have something like, that's
good thing I didn't lose that 15 years ago. That would have been a bummer.
Exactly. You're like, oh, thank goodness I'm 20. I'm not 20 and getting this, right?
I guess we'll talk about that game first, but whenever we get to it, I have a new system I'm going to play for BYU starting this week, everyone. So,
oh no.
Yeah, it's a brand new system.
Soak, baby, soak. Real quick before we dive into each game, Raj, I'll give it to you. The floor is yours. Just your thoughts. I know we already recapped week 1, but your thoughts headed into week 2 with all these great games.
Well, Troy gave me a hard time. He's like, well, I guess you're already on the basketball season, Rush, with your background. That's incorrect. Just on the road. It was the only background I had was in the mood to upload another one. So just want to make that clear. We were just on the Ryan and Rush show and did our day before game day there. Big week for the Big 12 when it comes to the college football race at the end of the season and the Big 12 is trying to sneak in that second team. This is going to be a weekend that's looked at to see if there's a case for that. I'm actually kind of nervous about it. Some of these games we'll get into them, of course, but I don't feel great about. This is a big prove it point for the Big 12. Really need this weekend to make a statement and tell these other leagues, hey, we're here and we're ready to go. Don't forget about us when the party starts in December.
And the Big 12 shit the bed in week 2 last year, by the way, after they shit the bed in week 1. So we knew it was already an uphill climb at this point. But Troy, just your thoughts on the board this weekend. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, pretty stacked board. I know I sent it to you guys about an hour ago. We finally got the Big 12 football tiebreakers. Yes. And yes, there is a chance that it comes down to a coin toss. So we will all be rooting for G. We want it to go all the way. We want it to be a dead tie all the way through, come down to a coin toss. How great would that be? The most important college football year, the greatest year of all time, the highest expectations for a year, and Kennedy decides your fate. Oh, God. Man. You have to root for it. I mean, if your team's not, solidified to get into the playoff, you basically have to root for chaos if you want to have fun in today's game. And hopefully there's not a lot of that this week for the Big 12. CyHawk is scary, obviously, just because Iowa just finds a way to win games and everything. Oklahoma State hosting Arkansas, kind of a throwback rivalry from back in the day. Might hear Jerry Jones dropping the N-bomb at the game. You never know. And then, Baylor, Utah, a non-con, but conference, but non-con. Like, at least the Big 12 is going 500 in that non-con game, no matter what. So at least you're going to get a win out of that one. But and look out for Albany this week.
No, shut up. Out of here. That's where we cut them off, and we take an ad break before we preview the BYU Cougars and SMU Mustangs, because the Sports Gambling Podcast is back, picking every game against the spread like they've done since 2011. Plus, you can enter the free roll contest. It's free, baby. $3,500 up for grabs. Sign up today at the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/free roll. That is the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/free roll. All right, gents, let's get right into it. First
off, shout out Michael Huffer for his first hole-in-one yesterday.
Shout out.
Nice.
Got to see his.
Yeah.
His was actually with a witness instead of with nobody else out there, and I'm assuming not a practice ball. So shout out to Mike for his hole-in-one. Welcome to the club, but you'll be chasing that forever again.
Yeah, Mike, you should have put out a press release like Trump does when he hit the hole-in-one from the office from the desk of Michael Huffer. I hit a hole-in-one today beautifully in front of Ernie Els. That's one of the all-time classic tweets. Anyway, let's talk some SMU and BYU guys. So let's go out to the Pony Express here, Friday night, 7 o'clock, ESPN2, primetime ACC Big 12 game. BYU looked the part last week. I know I kind of just gave out this pick on the other show at the Ryan Rush. My heart really wants BYU to win the game. I have a bad feeling it's going to be a close game, but I think SMU roster-wise is at a different level than BYU. I think they break open the game late and win by 14-17. So I'm going to lay the 12.5 with the Stangs. Troy?
Rush has to pick first for my system to work.
Well, everyone knows where I'm going here. I've talked about it all off season, and I honestly do feel good about this game. BYU has a tendency to win the games, like I've said, that they shouldn't win, and tend to lose the games that they shouldn't lose. So what does that tell you? They're going to go to Dallas and beat SMU and then lay an egg in Laramie next weekend. Mm-hmm. I think that's the system here. I have no problem taking these 12.5 points and look for a potential money line sprinkle at the end. What's your system, Troy?
My system is that you're the BYU fan that says that BYU always wins the games they should and loses the games they should. And that would then contradict you thinking that this is the one that they're going to win, because as a BYU fan, that would put you in the trap. I'm laying it with SMU because of that.
So you're going opposite of Rush. So what is Mr. Kennedy doing?
Kennedy's soaking.
Soaking. All right. So Rush in the corner soaking over there. Let's go to game number 2. So we got a nice split. The old Big East, baby. The Cincinnati Pitt rematch of last year. Cincinnati got it done in Pittsburgh. This time they go over to Skyline Chili. Dontay Corleone is coming back for the Bearcat fans. Let's go Bearcats. I'll lay it, man. I think they're better in the trenches. I think they're going to be able to run the ball with Kiner again. And really move Pitt around. I'm not buying into this Pitt stuff just because they put a bunch of points on the worst FBS team in the country in Kent State. Give me Cincinnati. Lay it, baby.
Yeah, I almost want to take the points with Pitt, but I do have to remember that Kent State really does stink.
They're horrible.
And I want to believe that, I would probably take the points with Pitt if it was a typical Pat Narduzzi team and they had played some average first game where they scored that many points. But I'm going to have to see it against a team with at least some kind of strength before I really, really think that that's true. So I'll lay it with Cincinnati as well.
I hate this. This kills me. Taking Pitt here. I think Pitt's had these games circled since last year. Cincinnati got embarrassed there, and then obviously lost in Morgantown. They're not looking ahead to Morgantown. They got to take care of business this one. Cincinnati by 1. Because I'm not picking Pitt to outright win it by any means, but Cincinnati by 1, and Kennedy is joining me with Pitt.
Let's go, baby. Next up, so far, Rush and the Coin are on the same side. Troy and I are on the same side first 2 games. Let's go over to Saturday. I guess Pitt and Cincinnati's on Saturday. I can't talk. K-State at Tulane. This number's come down. It's 8.5. Man, I love the K-State defense, but I've talked about it. I also like Summerall. He was 23-4 at Troy. I think that score was a little misleading last year when they got it blown open late at K-State. He's seen K-State before. This is Avery Johnson's first true road start without Will Howard. No 2-quarterback system. Give me a low-scoring Kansas State win by 7, 6 or 7 points. So I'll take the points with the home dog and the green wave here.
K-State's been getting shit on because they did not look that great in the first game. With, like I said, they're trying to make a already somewhat vanilla offense more vanilla. I mean, the most athletic
out here with Arizona on deck.
Yeah, I don't think they really have an option with Avery Bradley and
Avery Johnson. Avery Bradley.
Yeah, I heard that too. I'd be worried too if Avery Bradley was on Kansas State. I would definitely be thinking Tulane there.
Yeah, he'll be back in 5 seconds. I know I've seen this before. I'm nobody to judge on names. Yeah, you called Avery Johnson, Avery Bradley, and then they cut your connection for 10 seconds.
Yeah, got mad. Yeah, but I'm gonna lay it with K-State. I think that they kind of show off this game.
I hope you're right.
Shout out Ryan Ackerman. I'm picking Tulane here. It's, I picked Kansas State to win the Big 12. So what does that mean? You have to lose to Tulane in order to do that. It's the order of operations, right? Tulane, solid program. Really it weren't the Tulane of the past and what we thought. It really, even though Fritz isn't there, you brought it up with Summerall, the former Troy coach. Ryan coming in. I think they don't skip a beat. I think this is a close one. They're definitely in for money line contention. And watch out, New Orleans. I think they're saying like 50% chance of rain. Stuff can pop up in New Orleans anytime. Kennedy's on Kansas State.
All right, so another split, baby. We haven't had one unanimous at all. Maybe it'll be here.
I feel like rain helps Kansas State too.
It could. Definitely defensively, but I'm on the wave, baby. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Let's go over to the racist game, as Troy said. Arkansas is going to Oklahoma State, baby. Stillwater. Once upon a time, these two played all the time. This is a great, Oklahoma, Stillwater, right there with Fayetteville, Arkansas. Not too far from one another. Man, I'm really looking forward to this one. Arkansas, offensively, I am a little bit worried that they're going to be able to move the ball on this suspect OK State defense, but I think Troy said it right before Rush started. South Dakota State's better than Arkansas, and they were only laying 9.5 last week, and now this one's only 10. So I think Oklahoma State blows this thing open. I think they're able to run for 200-plus yards, and they just wear out Arkansas and send them right back to the SEC. Lay it with the Cowboys. Gundy, baby.
Yeah, there's a part of me that thinks with all of this NIL stuff and the attempt to get the QR codes on the helmets and all that bullshit, Gundy's falling into the James Franklin MO. He knows the spreads. Gundy, the only way Gundy can get money into Stillwater is if the boosters can win by Gundy covering spreads. Arkansas, Oklahoma State. I could see, if you were to tell me the town that averaged the most Olive Garden breadsticks per table, it might be Fayetteville, Arkansas, to be completely honest. So we're looking for a lot of breadsticks from Ollie this game. Lay it with the pokes, baby.
I'm going to go Arkansas this game. And this isn't necessarily a pro-Arkansas take. I just feel like we're just going to see one of these flat games in the non-con for Oklahoma State like we saw last year with South Alabama. I think Arkansas is actually going to be able to catch them on an off day because, right, they have Tulsa next, and then they open up Big 12 against Utah. I think they'll do just fine in Tulsa. That's going to be an Oklahoma State home game too. Like, I think this is the one where they're a little kind of get caught flat-footed. I think they end up winning late. I also think they could win by exactly 10, but I'm going to take Arkansas here. I think this could look kind of ugly, an ugly Alan Bowman game.
Yeah,
Kennedy's joining me.
Push doesn't seem too far-fetched, to be honest, right at 10.
No, I think this is I agree, perfectly placed line, but I'm going to lean towards Arkansas.
Rush is going to be seeing nightmares of this photo when Ollie Gordon's running all over them. Woo Pig Suey's on Saturday. Let's go.
Hey, I'm fine, especially this week with being wrong on Big 12 teams. No problem at all.
Mike Gundy should start only going for 2 and then do something in his press conference where he's like, well, the second one is what protects the first one. Like all the rights you get to go for 1 are only because we can go for 2.
Good transition into Underdog Fantasy, Troy. Hey, let's go, baby. Get on over there and use our promo code right above my damn head. I've been talking about it for weeks now. You're going to want to use Underdog Fantasy because they got the best odds, and you can stack winners on top of winners. And use our promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick and first-time deposit. Offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. $1,000 in bonus cash, I repeat. Underdog Fantasy, promo code TCESGPN. Troy, what do we got cooked up for tonight here on a Friday night?
Well, we've got a couple of Saturday plays, but it's important to get this one in because you can get a 3-way for free, which everybody loves 3-ways. They've got the bonus pick of Jalen Hurts higher than half of a yard. So if you get over there and use the bonus, the sign up code and get your bonus bets, start off right away with the free leg. And then I'm going with Brennan Presley higher than half of a rush or reception TD in that Oklahoma State Arkansas game. And Jimmy Horn Jr. with higher than half of a rush or reception TD in the very, very anticipated Colorado-Nebraska matchup.
I love it. I can't wait for that game. So get on over there, stack those, and make sure you get it in before that Eagles-Packers game so you get the free one, even though Troy just literally jinxed Jalen Hurts breaking his leg, because that's exactly what happened with Aaron Rodgers last year with the half yard, and then next thing you know, he blew out his Achilles the first place. So hopefully that doesn't happen to Jalen Hurts, but hey, if it does, at Troy Chewning's his Twitter name and tweet at him. Just kidding, everybody. Promo code TCESGPN. All right, we are back on the Big 12 College Experience. All the Eagles fans are going to be tweeting at you, Troy. And wait till they find out you're a Cowboys fan, too.
Oh, man. It's going to kill them.
Let's go over to Salt Lake City, baby. Baylor Bears are going to Salt Lake. I have struggled with this game. I'm not going to lie. I have determined myself that Utah is going to win by 13 to 14 points. So I'm going to take the points. I saw enough out of Daquan Finn. I think this Baylor team is good enough to stay within this number. Yes, Utah's way better. Yes, they're at home. But I do like Baylor, and I still think they have that chip on their shoulder with Dave Aranda on the defensive side. So I'll take the points with my Baylor Bears, man. I've been high on the Baylor Bears all offseason.
I am not taking the points. Baylor's really going to struggle to move the ball against this Utah defense, and I would be scared of the hook if it wasn't Utah playing at Rice-Eccles. Pretty much that's the handicap. Like I was scared of the hook at first too, because if it was 14, I wouldn't really be scared of pushing, or 13.5. I would think they could get them by 2 TDs. So I think you're kind of correct on the presumption of score, but I'm gonna take the chance that Utah finds a way to cover that half point because they're at home trying to show off, and some of these games are going to be important to show off in the event that you have a later loss and you're still trying to get one of those at-large bids. So Utah cruises by 28.
Right. Well, Troy's gonna be happy with his pick because what I'm about to pick. I like Baylor by the hook. I think Baylor keeps this within 2 touchdowns. I know Salt Lake City's a hard place for opponents to come in and play. I know Cam Rising, was his first game back last week, but they did play Southern Utah. This is going to be kind of that first. All right, you got a Big 12, non-Big 12 matchup, and let's see what you're capable of. Obviously, Utah is a fantastic team, but something I'm interested in this game is if these players play for Aranda, and if they do, I think his hot seat, if they're able to keep it somewhat close, I think that seat gets a little cooler for him. So I like Baylor to keep it within 2 touchdowns.
Let's go.
How many degrees does it go down if they cover?
The glue factory.
How much
the seat, the hot seat? How many degrees does it move down? Is it like only a 10-degree movement, a little bit cooler?
Good question. They need to win some games.
They do.
I would say they're getting pretty close to 180, 160 degrees for his seat. Like it's still pretty far away from boiling, but it's, you putting the back of your hand to it and being like, ow, that kind of hurts. I feel like if they cover, this would be a pretty big step for Aranda staying around.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think you drop it like 10, 15 degrees if it's a good game. Kennedy's on Baylor as well. Kennedy,
Sick 'em.
Jeez.
Sick 'em, baby.
Whittingham Island, a nice place to be.
Game of the day, CBS 3:30 game. We went from the SEC on 3:30 on CBS to the CyHawk Bowl on 3:30 on CBS, baby. Over/under set at 35. Iowa State, Iowa. I will take the Clones and the points. I always take the points in this game. It's Iowa's won this game so many times by less than 3. I think Iowa finds a way to win, but I'm taking the Cyclones to cover. Maybe they squeak it out and get on the right side for a change here. But I just think everybody's overreacting to Iowa having a rare offensive outburst. They played Illinois State, everybody. Relax. I'm still not the biggest Cade McNamara fan. I think Rocco Beck's played in this game, made his mistakes last year. I think the Clones lose by 1 or 2. Iowa wins. Cyclones cover.
Yeah, my idea on this game was to go ahead and eat the juice and take the 3.5 with Iowa State just to possibly take the push out of it, because it does always feel like Iowa wins this game. But when you go back and look at it, it feels like they barely win this game. So, I'll take the 3 with Iowa State, but I'll probably be betting a 3.5 number that's bought a little bit up, but
minus 125.
Yeah, something like that. It just feels a little safer to get the hook in your side in a game that, everyone's going to think that Iowa's offense is awesome because they beat some podunk team in the first game that they played. I don't know if you're going to have guys 10 yards wide open, like I said, against Iowa State. So another one where you look at that over under after Iowa just scored 40 points and it's 35 for both teams. So telling.
I hope it's 3-2.
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
What game was that?
Would be better. 4-2 would be better.
08. It was like a 3-2 game.
I think it was.
I think it was like an SEC game. Someone got to look up.
Virginia Tech Wake. Virginia Tech Wake was 0-0 after
0-0.
Yeah.
The Frank Beamer meme.
Yeah.
Frank Beamer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Iowa here. I don't like it. I want Iowa State to win. For some reason, someone's telling me Iowa's gonna win by 4 points. Looking at 21-17 game. And let's see what Kennedy has to say about it. He is on Iowa State.
Clones, baby. All right, let's go over to the bounce house, baby, where Sam Houston, big win at Rice, double-digit dog. They are getting 21.5. The bounce house laying it. I know KJ Jefferson didn't look the best in the world, but, man, give me this rushing attack. I think they run all over Sam Houston. This is a back-to-back road spot for Sam Houston. Now they got to go down to the bounce house where it's going to be hot as hell. I think UCF runs them out of the building here. I'll lay the 21.5.
I'm also going to lay these points with UCF because I do think that you'll see KJ Jefferson start to get a little bit more comfortable in a significantly faster offense than even most of what we would consider high tempo in college football is nowhere near what Gus Malzahn wants to move at. That being said, the other thing you have to pay attention to are these UCF games that are 6:30 and 7 o'clock kickoffs. The fans will be gone after halftime because they will be across the street at Night Library getting hammered drunk. Probably one of the best first half environments in all of college football. But if if they're already up 21 or something like that at halftime, you do see the kids go to the bars and stuff, especially in these early non-con games where the kids are worried about winning and losing and they don't realize we've got money on the line at 21.5 and we need your ass in there on the bath salts getting hyped up for everybody to make sure we can cover. But yeah, I think UCF can do simple things a lot easier than Sam Houston. Even if KJ Jefferson's arm's not looking great, they can definitely still run the ball here.
I'm with you guys. I think UCF could be up 21-0 at halftime. The only thing you got to be worried about is how early they call off the dogs. But I think it's just KJ is going to do what he does on a good day. Take care of the football. He's going to want to look good again. Hit some open receivers. Their ground game will take over. I even see their defense really not allowing much to happen from Sam Houston. I don't think this is a Sam Houston team we've seen in the past either. No problem with the 21.5 for UCF. Kennedy, however, is on Sam Houston.
Sam Houston, baby. I like Sam Houston. Just not in.
I was going to say with the state of UF and Florida's programs right now too, it would probably be good for Gus Malzahn to run up some of these scores in the event that there are transfers looking for a new close spot to home.
It's up for grabs for sure. I'll tell you what game's up for grabs. This game's going to be up for grabs. Kansas going to Champaign, 4.5. This is a rematch of last year, a Friday night game, but this is Saturday night primetime in FS1. I think Illinois improved this year. I thought they were horrible at the quarterback position. I think they're improved this year. I think they're able to run the ball. I'm taking the points. I think this is a 3-possession game or 3-possession. This is a 3-point game that comes right down to the wire. I got to see it a little more from Kansas on the road laying points. I mean, I feel like we've gone a little bit far here with the love for Kansas. Give me the Illini.
Yeah, Kansas on the road laying points after not looking that impressive last week is kind of weird.
Belima.
I would play this Illinois money line. I think Illinois got a shot at winning this game at home. Brett Bielema's trench game is always spectacular and can probably, with the home crowd, maybe they can handle that. And if you can kind of slow Neil down and force Jalen to be, we've seen him have some awesome games, but it's been a while since we've seen that. If he comes out there and balls, then yeah, it makes sense why they're laying 4.5 on the road. But again, it's been 24 months, 22 months since we've seen Jalen Daniels have a spectacular game. And I don't know. I feel like this is a revenge spot for Illinois from last year's game. Getting them at home, take the 4.5, but play that money line too, I think.
Troy, that's the play. Illinois is going to win this game. I think they've been thinking about this game since last year. They're getting them at Illinois, and I think they want to make a name for themselves this year and really kind of return back to being a consistent Illinois team. I got concerns with Kansas as well. I know the score said one thing, but we all agreed that Lindenwood game didn't look like the way we thought. Maybe they were going through the motions, but I could see Kansas playing a little tight this game. I really like Illinois a lot. Kennedy's going Kansas, though.
Ooh. By the way, side note, I saw a Kansas account. He put out the remaining schedule. He said it wouldn't shock me if he went 12-0. I was like, what game were you watching? 12-0? You know how hard it is to go 12-0?
Their schedule isn't bad, though, but 12-0.
Yeah, 12. I mean, dude, 12-0 is hard. I mean, Texas didn't even go 12-0 last year with all those dudes. Speaking of dudes, this is the game of the day in the Big 12. You got the former rivalry in the Big 12. So many great memories here. Colorado, Nebraska, under the lights, NBC 7:30. Colorado's getting 6.5, and I already teased it last week. I said I'm going to fade him as a favorite, and I'm going to take him as a dog the following week. I think that I'm worried about them in the trenches. I'm not going to lie, because I think Nebraska is going to be able to lean on him and wear him down. But I like Colorado to be able to get like a backdoor touchdown. Just they gotta find ways to sustain drives, though. They're not going to get these big chunk plays against Nebraska like they did against North Dakota State. Nebraska's too disciplined, but give me that talent to stay within the number. Nebraska wins by a field goal.
Yeah, I was thinking this one has the opportunity to be like a home walk-off field goal for Nebraska. Would be a huge win for them and everything. But I also think this is a dog that you play the money line on. I think Colorado can win this game. I think Colorado has, Dylan Raiola, we've seen one college game from him. I've seen Shadur Sanders throw for 400 yards multiple times. I've seen Travis Hunter make people take an angle on him that's 2 steps behind where they're going to end up because of how much better of an athlete that he is. I'm starting to drink the Colorado juice. I might have to pull back my fuck you Colby. I'm taking Colorado on the money line here on the road in Nebraska.
Ooh,
Big 12 win.
September Dion, baby.
Yeah, this is the time, baby. This is when you want Dion. Everyone thinks that they're fucking awesome, and sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes in football you can do the wrong thing, but if everybody's doing the wrong thing together, it works.
I think this is a Nebraska 4-point win. I think they keep it close in Colorado. My thought process with Nebraska's game plan is I think they come out, they learn from last year. They played, there were fumbles. Nebraska shot themselves in the foot last year when these two played each other. I think they're going to come out, play more conservative, just do the right things, clock manage, know that they control the line of scrimmage. Obviously, Colorado potentially has the best 2 players in all of college football, right? And so I think because of that, they're able to hang in there, make big Colorado plays that we've seen. I do love Colorado in terms of taking the points. I feel like Nebraska's just out for revenge, though. So a little hesitant on the money line, but someone can always convince me for a sprinkle. Kennedy is going Nebraska, though.
This feels like a game that we saw Shadur last year get his licks as like a welcome to prime FBS football. And now Dylan Raiola has to receive that same treatment to realize how hard it is at this level.
Sure.
It will be great. And all our models say Colorado. Well, we're all building our models over there at Rhythm. So make sure you get on over there, claim your 7-day free trial today by going over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That is the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And if you want to go to that Colorado or Nebraska game, well, do it over at Game Time. That ticket's going to be expensive as hell. So at least you might as well use Game Time so you can get the best deal, best bang for your buck, best seats there. They send you a picture of where you're sitting at so you don't have obstructive view and none of that bullshit. So make sure you use our promo code CFBX. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CFBX. Download the Game Time app. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, 3 games left that have numbers out. Let's go over to a former Big 12 member. The Sooners are laying 27.5 against Willie Fritz in Houston. Willie Fritz in Houston looked awful last week, which means they're covering 27.5. They're going to slow down this game, and they're going to lose by 24. Give me the points on the Cougs.
I'm laying it with Oklahoma. Houston just didn't look that great, and I'm starting to see some of the ball placement from Jackson Arnold that you would like to see. Too explosive. Maybe it would be a 24-point game if Houston doesn't give up like a big play, but I think there's a pretty good chance of an extra explosive play occurring and covering this number. But I also think there's actually a shot at Oklahoma winning this game like 62-7.
Oh God, I hope not.
I'm gonna join you, Ryan. I'm gonna take Houston. I think it's 27-point win. They call off the Dogs. I know they have Tulane next week, so Tulane really getting their good quality games in with Kansas State and then Oklahoma. But I'd like to see a little bit of fight from Houston. If they lay down this game, I know they're playing Oklahoma. They're in a lot worse shape than we thought, guys. Like, UNLV that was ugly last week, but that can be forgiven. Show us that you got a little fight in you. I mean, I think there'll be something to this. Obviously, Fritz has history with Oklahoma, and you got to show a little something here for Houston and Fritz. So I think they do. I think 27 is perfect. I think by the hook. Kennedy's on Houston as well.
Houston, we have a problem. Fantastic 10 o'clock Fox game. The Mike Leach Bowl. Texas Tech at Washington State in Pullman. Ooh, buddy, man. This line has bounced all around. Tech opened as a 1-point favorite, went over to Wazoo -2. I think it even got 2.5. Now back down to 1. I see pick in some spots. Texas Tech, you guys found a way to avoid disaster. Joey McGuire got after them defensively. I think they're going to ride Taj Brooks here, and I think they're going to get a big-time road win in Pullman. Give me the Red Raider, guns up to win the Mike Leach Bowl. It's about time that they start getting on the right side of some of these close games. Red Raiders for me here.
Nope. Washington State wins this game and covers because they don't owe Mike Leach money. Texas Tech, we know you still owe them money. You still owe everyone money. You should give Mike Leach's family the money that you owe him. Texas Tech down 2 goes to kick a field goal at the end, and Mike Leach's ghost from above. Wide left. Washington State wins at home.
Texas Tech outright. I think they learned from last week, obviously last year with Oregon and Wyoming. Texas Tech's going to have to win one of these games, or at least do it convincingly, right? I will say, we were talking degrees earlier with Aranda. If they do lose this game, Troy, we'll be pumping up some degrees on Joey McGuire, because you got to eventually win one of these games to start the season somewhat convincingly. Look somewhat decent. I don't care if it's on the road or where it is or what the situation is. You got to step up. To me, this is kind of that now or never game for Texas Tech, and I'll take them.
It's the curse of Mike Leach. You've got to pick up Madame Zeroni and carry her to the top of the hill in order to release the curse. If you don't pay the money to the family, Mike Leach will continue to spite the Texas Tech program and send their teams to the glue factory.
There you go. Kennedy is on Texas Tech as well. Yeah, I like the Mike. Hey, we'll get to it here in a second. Mississippi State is playing
right
at
there
the same time. So, you already put it up. Smart.
Mike Leach, late window, my man. Mississippi State's going in. Go ahead.
I was going to say, they all should be talking to put a pirate flag on their jerseys. This should be like the Mike Leach week 2, 10 o'clock. Just tuck it in there. Go ahead.
Every first offensive play has to be 5 wide.
Mississippi State is going to Arizona State, and now Arizona State's almost laying a touchdown. We said a week ago they were the worst team in the Big 12. Now they're laying almost a touchdown against an SEC team. I put them as 5th ranked, and they deserve the 5th ranking, in my opinion, because of how they looked. But I will take Hail State here, unfortunately. I'm hoping Arizona State gets out of here alive. I have a bad feeling they're going to lose outright. Troy?
Yeah, this is a Mississippi State money line play here.
Damn,
I can't believe that they're laying 5.5 because this is classic week 1 overreactions from everybody. Arizona State's not that good, and I don't think Mississippi State is awesome either. But 5.5 is a big number to be laying to an SEC team. I know it's the desert. Colby does always talk about, they have some weird results out there when teams come to the desert, but I think the weird result is the upset for Mississippi State here to win it outright. But I'll definitely take the points too.
We're all on the same page. Mississippi State's winning this game straight up. I said it on the Ryan and Rush show. I could tell Arizona State right now has that false sense of, we're somewhat decent. I'm like, I know what you're feeling because I feel it almost every other weekend during football season. That's not working out for you all. Mississippi State on the money line, easy. Kennedy will take Mississippi State as well.
Across the board. Come on, Arizona. Prove us wrong. All right, so that gets us right before lock and dog. We got Albany at West Virginia, LIU at TCU, Northern Arizona at Arizona. It's those are the FBS FCS game. Check the lines.
I'll take West Virginia, TCU, and Arizona.
There is a 35.5 for Arizona, which I will be laying.
God, Arizona's so bad defensively, though. I had some people in the chat saying they're not that bad defensively. They're fucking awful defensively. They gave up almost 50 to New Mexico. For damn sure. What are you talking about? New Mexico's terrible. Give me Arizona, Northern Arizona. They got a K-State on deck. They got a K-State on deck.
We're doing
35.5.
I'll take Arizona. I'll lay it to show up for one game on defense, or at least outscore them significantly.
They can score.
It's Northern. Yeah, that is true. Kennedy's on Northern Arizona.
There you go, Kennedy.
And I'm on West Virginia and TCU. So for my picks.
Makes sense. All righty, let's go.
We'll see what the line is. I might take Albany.
I don't think it's out.
Yeah, I know. We'll have to see maybe a late addition to the plays.
Where's my lock dog and tease graphic? Where's
I can't even get a reaction from these two guys now. They know that I'm just fucking with them.
I was laughing. I knew you were coming at.
I wasn't fucking listening to you. That's what I was. Lock dog, money line, lock. Let's go for my lock. Let's go with, I don't know which one I like the best. I'll lock up Cincinnati. Minus 2.5.
Eat shit Pitt.
I think Cincinnati's a lot better than people are giving them credit for.
Get your Eat Shit Pitt shirts at the SGPN merch store, baby.
Let's go. Dontay Corleone's back. Let's go. The Natty.
I'm locking Colorado.
Okay.
I'm locking Texas Tech.
Okay. My dog is going to be the Fighting Illini. Home dog here.
I kind of want to go with Illinois as well, but I think I'm going to take Mississippi State as my dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
I chose Mississippi State too. I
like it.
I don't like it. But
since we have all these fucking games, let's do the bonus lock again. Bonus lock.
UCF minus 21.5.
I thought about that.
Just look for the biggest number and lock it, baby.
Illinois with the points. For my bonus lock, Gundy ain't fucking around. Lay it. I love the Cowboys tomorrow. All right. Round robin. I think this is an easy one actually for us. Illinois, Colorado, Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the three dogs we agreed, and it's all in the late window. So let me punch this in right now. Get a little drunk parlay going here. Illinois,
dude, this is my favorite. I love 10 o'clock football on Saturday. And then you get to wake up with NFL on the next day. It is the best.
Plus 160 and Mississippi State. 19-1. We're running it back. 19-1 money line round robin of the Illini, the Buffs, and Mississippi State. I like it.
You can jack that up to like 220-1 if you add Albany.
Get the fuck out of here. If we lose to Albany, this show's canceled for the foreseeable future.
I'm done as a
no.
podcaster. My career is over.
Now I can't even root for him. I see what you did there. You put me in a position where I have no shot to root for Albany anymore.
To recap our locks, I'm on the Cowboys and the Bearcats, laying those numbers. Troy is on the Shiny Knights of UCF and the Buffs of Colorado, taking the points. Rush is on the Fighting Illini, taking the short number, and the Red Raiders money line, +1 money line, whatever you want to say. Our dogs, I went Illinois. Both of them went Mississippi State. Round robin, like I said, Colorado, Illinois, Mississippi State, 19-1. Get it so that you can be rich, kids. Troy, before we get up on out of here, what you got?
Not much. Getting ready to go to Florida in the middle of the week next week to go down and play some golf.
There we go.
That's about it. That's all I'm going to do is eat fucking food and play golf and make fun of everybody else for being ass at golf.
Rush? At the in-laws for the weekend, bunch of Packers owners I'm surrounded by, which is great. Go Cheeseheads. Second favorite team. Yep. Second favorite teams play tonight, but you're going to love this move. I brought a second TV to my in-laws to make sure there's 2 TVs going all weekend. So, hey, BYU and Green Bay are playing at the same time. Yeah. Dude, you got it. TVs are so light now too anyway. Who cares? Just grab it. Just take it.
That's a professional football fan move, is to have the TV for the quick weekend visit. Like, oh no, I'm going to need the second TV. Like, what are you going to use that for? We already have a couple of TVs. No. I need one where I can pick what's on it.
Yeah, exactly. You got to bring the Roku or the Fire Stick or the Apple TV. Yeah. You got to
Apple
have the
TVs
pack.
right here. Absolutely. And Troy, I'll be doing our famous fat guy move. You still leave all the food in the kitchen, so you have to get up to burn a calorie or two to eat 200 more, but it evens out.
It definitely evens out. Like the residual heart rate from standing up to walk to get snacks has got to be another like 3 to 5 minutes. It might be like 20 calories.
There you go. That's like, I can eat more food.
So every beer that you drink, if you drink a Miller Lite, is really only like 4/5 of a beer, which again, not that much.
And it's a Miller Lite, so does that even really count? So basically, it's free beer, just by getting up to go get it. Like it doesn't count. You just keep drinking.
It's impossible to get drunk if you have to walk to get beer.
And the 10 o'clock game comes around, you might be stumbling on your way.
Oh, dude, you walk it off when you go to the fridge and order the pisser. So get
the actual professional guy move is to do that for like the first 2 game windows, and then when 7 o'clock comes around, be like, you know what, I'm gonna move everything over to the coffee table, stay stationary for the last two windows.
Yeah, don't want to trip. It's safety. You don't want to trip over yourself.
Hey, and make sure when you're 20 beers deep, you put in that 19-1 winner that we just gave out. It doesn't start till 7 o'clock. So that's all, guys. Make sure you finish 30 beers, your 30 rack this weekend, everybody. And, the steps count when you go to the fridge in the bathroom. So we will see you guys Tuesday, for our power rankings and recap all these games and look ahead to week number 3. He is at Rambling Rush. He is at Troy Chewning. I am at Moneyline_Mac. We are the Big 12 College Experience. Let's have a hell of a weekend, and we are out of here. Cheers, everybody.